Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my president tier list. I've seen a couple of people rate presidents a couple different ways, but they've all done it fairly bog standard ways. Nothing that really pops out and says this is the way presidents should be ranked. And the whole time watching these kinds of videos, I was thinking the same thing all of you Americans at home were thinking. Okay, Ben Shapiro, but why isn't this tier list based off of who's the most kissable? Welcome to my president's tier list. How this is gonna work, if you haven't figured it out already, is basically would I have to be paid 100 or higher to kiss them, which is obviously the worst one. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. $50, $20, $10, $5, and what would be considered the S tier of this list, no charge. This is just my personal list. I don't want anybody to be like, oh no, John Quincy Adams is $10, absolutely 100%. Listen, it's my list, alright? Maybe on your list, John Quincy Adams is $10, but on my list, well, you'll see. Obviously, guy's very important. First president, he's where it all started. I don't know about kissing him though. I don't know about, I think I draw the line there. But if we're talking like $50, that's $50, you know? That might be where it goes. But that's a little disrespectful to the first president, isn't it? I think he gets points for being the first. We'll bump him up one. John Adams, I can respect the haircut. It takes a lot of guts, maybe not back then. Well, maybe back then too. He's only got like 2/4 of the lion's mane going on there. No tongue, by the way. This is a no tongue tier list. I forgot to mention that. No French kissing on my tier list. We'll say 20. If there was a 30, I'd do that, but I don't make the rules. Thomas Jefferson. Isn't he the one with the play? No, that's Hamilton, isn't it? Yeah, this is just some dude. We'll do 20. James Madison, I mean, he looks like he's got it a little more together, but that could just be a good painting. I mean, you know, for $20, yeah, we put that away. Who's that? Who's that peeking over the little horizon? Is that James Monroe? Well, James Monroe is a visible upgrade from what we've been dealing with. I hate to stick to 20. I swear my list is gonna spread out more as we go on, but these first couple ones are rough. Oh no, it's veiny. Why'd they put the vein? If you're doing a painting of a president, leave the vein out, alright? I get you're trying to be realistic, but don't... Come on, he's the president. He's earned not having the vein in there. As much as I'd love to put him up in $20, and I don't want to offend all the John Quincy Adams fans, but... look at that. His beard is essentially a worse version of his haircut, so... I gotta do this. Bad painting here, I'll say. He looks like an alien. Alright, let's look at some images. Andrew Jackson. No, actually, I think this got worse. Sorry, Thomas. You're just not Andrew Jackson material. Here we go, here we go. Wow, okay, so it returns, but this time it has little connectors, little claws. So apparently haircuts like that were still legal back then. I hate to do this, but I think we found our first 100 or higher. I really do. Let's hope this is just a bad painting. I mean, you know. His nose is doing the most, though, ain't it? I mean, I'm not a looker myself. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm a 10, or even a 9, or an 8, or a 7, or a 6, or a 5 for that matter, but this tier list isn't about me, so get off my back. Oh, but as far as kissing goes, that will be a problem. How do I get in there? I'm gonna have to like go under. Gonna have to undercut it. If he turns his head, it'll poke my eye out. I don't know. We'll say 50. Well, I don't know how this happened, but this is just a dude. I don't think he got the memo. You're supposed to look like some kind of weirdo if you were an original president, but this guy's just hanging out. Whatever. We'll say 5. Maybe it's just because my standards have been lowered. Now, John Tyler messed things up. He looked like a normal guy, and James Polk genetically looked pretty normal. He could have been a pretty normal guy, just like John Tyler, but he was like, no, we're gonna uphold American traditions in this White House. And bam, hit him with that haircut. It looks like it comes off. It looks like you can just push the back and it'll click open. I'm very critical of haircuts. I didn't think I would be, but that's the point of tier lists like this. You'll learn a lot about yourself. I mean, we're not making out with the guy. We're just like, just going. And this guy's been through the ringer. Don't get me wrong. This guy's had it. I mean, compared to this. Honestly, these guys probably look worse than him. It's just that he's not hiding it behind a painting. $10. This guy looks like the granddad from Gilmore Girls. It wouldn't be particularly difficult to kiss this guy. We'll do 5 for now. Well, he's actually a good-looking guy. He's kind of got murder vibe to him, though, don't he? He's kind of got like a little murderer thing going on. It might just be the background. No, it is not just the background. Every single picture of him is so different, but he manages to nail the I am a murderer look in every single one of them. And because he gives me murder vibes, he goes in 20. Oh man, was this a theme? I don't get it. Was this a recurring theme for these guys? We've established that $20 is also the murderer tier, so I hate to do this, but honestly, Abe, you might have to go down in 50. You might have to. Because guys, we're not giving them points for being famous or being important or any of that. It's just off of kissability. Jeez. Alright, $20. This tier list is looking a little bottom heavy right now. Let's see if we can fix that with... But yeah, no, this is just a normal guy. We can easily put him in 5, I think. This guy's an easy 10, I think. He would have been 5, but the whiskers, you know. Yeah, another pretty normal looking guy. We'll put him over here. Ah, I thought we were past this. Okay. Yeah, because that's just going to be difficult to deal with. You're going to have to go under it. It's the nose problem plus whiskers. That's 50. Now, before people are like, oh, Grover Cleveland, he goes in $50. Let's keep in mind, he's the only president to make a cameo in a Scott the Woz episode. I know I said aesthetics are important, but come on. That's Scott the Woz. We'll bump him up to 20. Evidently, being in a Scott the Woz episode is of the same importance as being our first president. We'll say 10. We can do 10. A lot of people are like, oh no, I never kissed William McKinley. But if we're talking about you have to, alright? Or like you have to, but for money. If I had to, $5. Especially because I've seen pictures of this guy smiling. He's a jolly guy. He's got good charm to him. I keep on going back to William McKinley. We might bump him down to 10. Yeah. Well, William McKinley's going down to 10. And Theodore is our new 4th entry in the $5 sweep. William Howard Taft. William Howard Taft, you son of a gun. This looks like a jolly enough guy. Kinda got Theodore energy. We'll do it. It's either 5 or 10. For me, it's either 5 or 10. Woodrow Wilson. I might have to call in the assist on this one. Okay. How much? So this is Woodrow Wilson.
Okay.
How much money would someone have to pay you to kiss him?
Josh, why do you have all these precedents?
How much money would someone have to pay you to kiss Woodrow Wilson?
Like a good million.
Million? So if someone was just like, here's $20,
Oh,
you just,
not $20.
if you give him a pack, you aren't making out with him.
He's old and ugly.
Listen,
Yeah.
he saw us through a world war. He's not old and ugly. He's just tired.
He's also dead.
Well, it would be when he's president. You're going back to his semi-prime. And give me like a reasonable sum, not $1 million. $1,000.
That's reasonable.
That's completely unreasonable. This, Sophia,
$500.
this is ridiculous.
Sean!
I think he's 5 or 10. I was stuck on 5 or 10, and I needed you to be the decision maker. And you came in here with 1,000. Alright, we'll do 10. I don't trust a man that keeps secrets, and he's definitely hiding something behind those eyebrows. 10? He's definitely on the same level as Woodrow Wilson. If we bump up Woodrow, we'll bump him up. But for now, they're staying right there. Of course, how could I forget the old cowster? I think I know how. Just an ordinary, boring guy. Which is a dub on this list. We'll give him 5. But he's got mob boss energy, man. I don't feel safe. He might be our first 20 in a while. Right, this is our murderer section, isn't it? So that works out. Look at me having subconscious consistency. It looks like he's gonna help me find my library book. We could do 5. Hello. This is a painting, alright? So they did him favors here. I hate to do it to him, I really do. I can see through his dead fish eyes and that fake smile. I mean, this is a good looking son of a gun right here. Like, this is about as good as it gets as far as presidents are concerned. So we got to. No charge, honestly. You're like, hey, you have to give John F. Kennedy a kiss. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's just, alright, done. I wouldn't bargain. It's a tough before and after. It really is. We'll do 10. He's not beat up to the point of $10. I would say he's better than Woodrow Wilson. Meh. At least he dyes his hair. He kind of looks like Henry Blake. I love MASH. And for that reason, $5. Oh man, he's got the same dead eye thing, doesn't he? He's just had it with the world. And the world's had it with him. Where's he going? Oh no. Oh no. That's the kind of guy where you kiss him and his regret gets passed off to you. You know what? He's doing the one thing he can do at that age. Smile. You gotta give him credits for that. Honestly, he's taking it on the chin. We'll bump him up to 5. Uh-oh. George W. Bush, we'll throw him in 5. A tier higher than his old pap. Moving on. Alright, Trumpers, hear me out. You like the guy, but you wouldn't kiss him. Not for $10. We'll say that. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. That's our president. You remember that time? Aw, classic Biden moment. That was awesome. And if being old is a crime, then at some point we just kind of decided $10 is the punishment. Alright, so this is my tier list. For the most part, I think this is pretty good. I like this tier list. I'm happy with it.